Today, we're covering one of the most scenic cities in North America. For some reason, the Mormon culture here has deterred thousands of travelers from visiting this hidden gem, which is odd considering that all they do is praise God and eat Jell-O. However, in recent years, many people found out just how perfect this place is and have turned it into one of the fastest growing cities in the US. Could it be the enchanting mountains towering over the skyline? Or maybe the fact that it's home to the first Kentucky Fried Chicken? Yep, look it up. So, if you like endless hiking trails, outdoor malls, and fry sauce, then look no further than Salt Lake City, Utah. Jacob here. Welcome to Destinations Explained, a fun series we do that dives into destinations from around the world. If you watched before, welcome back. And if you're new here, it's great to have you. If you haven't already, like this video, watch till the end, and down below, comment any places we may miss. Here we go. Before Salt Lake City was settled in 1847 by Brigham Young in the Church of Jesus Christ in the Latter-day Saints, the Salt Lake Valley was home to the Shoshone, Ute, and Paiute people for thousands of years. The Latter-day Saints had traveled beyond the boundaries of the United States and into Mexican territory, seeking a secluded area to safely practice their religion away from the violence and persecution that they experienced in the US. Once settled, the city's population continued to swell with an influx of converts to the Latter-day Saints and gold rush gold seekers, making it one of the most populous cities in the American Old West. Things were going great in their quiet little mountain town, but word got out of their religious practice and polygamy, so the United States got triggered and started the Utah War. Ever heard of it? Yeah, neither have us. Well, in the end, negotiations between the US and the Latter-day Saints resulted in a full pardon of the Mormons if they accepted full authority of the US government. And the rest is history. Today, Salt Lake City has a population of around 200,000 people, with the metro as a whole holding almost 1.3 million. Weather-wise, Salt Lake summers are dry and hot, and winters are cold and snowy. Summer temperatures have an average high of 93 degrees Fahrenheit to a low average of 65 degrees Fahrenheit, while winter temperatures have an average high of 37 degrees Fahrenheit to a low average of 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Salt Lake City has an elevation of around 4,200 feet, so maybe save your hiking days later in the visit to acclimate. The state of Utah as a whole is full of breathtaking, out-of-this-world scenery and is easily one of our favorite states in the country. There's plenty of road trip destinations worthy of hours of car rides, but in this video, we'll focus on our favorite spots closest to Salt Lake, starting, as always, with our tourist destinations. For our first tourist destination, why not observe the entire city as a whole? We know this is more of an outdoor nature thing, but just don't go in the hottest part of the year and you'll enjoy it. Just north of downtown, up a hillside neighborhood, this little peak is the perfect way to view the Salt Lake City skyline, Ensign Peak Overlook. With plenty of parking along the street, follow the obvious, well-maintained trail to the top of the peak. The trail swings around the mountain and approaches the summit from the north. With just a few hundred feet of elevation gain and half a mile in distance, just about anyone and their grandma can achieve this hike. Come early in the morning to catch a glimpse of the sunrise, or take a picnic and watch the sunset. Either way, this is undoubtedly a must-do in Salt Lake. Next up, we have Salt Lake's famous city park, a serene space situated in a canyon that runs right to downtown Salt Lake City along the Utah State Capitol, Memory Grove Park. This beautiful park covers 9 acres at the mouth of City Creek Canyon. The city acquired the land in 1902, and it was dedicated to the fallen Utah soldiers of World War I and named Memory Grove in 1924. Park along the street and jump onto the Memory Grove Trail, which loops 2 miles around the whole park and provides a nice tour along shady sidewalks and around grassy expanses. And the City Creek follows the path, providing a bubbling, gurgling soundtrack for your stroll. Don't forget to check the description down below for helpful links and other information. Heading towards the literal center of town, you'll find 5 city blocks of historic sites, engaging exhibits, and wholesome activities centered on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Temple Square. Now, you don't need to be a Mormon, or even religious for that matter, to enjoy beautiful gardens, majestic architecture, and the peace and reverence of this iconic space of worship. The grounds, as well as the gardens at Temple Square, often host concerts and other events. During the Christmas holiday season, approximately 100,000 Christmas lights sparkle from trees and shrubs around Temple Square. Our personal favorite activity is going up to the Conference Center observation deck on top of the church office building. You can take the elevator for free to the 26th floor Monday through Friday during business hours. You kinda just walk in and ask if you can go up. Most people achieve this effortlessly, but just warning you that it's not 100% guaranteed that they'll let you go up there. Just southeast of downtown lies Salt Lake City's oldest and second largest city park, full of playgrounds, sporting courts, gazebos, and many more, at Liberty Park. Perhaps the biggest attraction there is Tracy Aviary and the Botanical Gardens, 8 acres of exhibits, shows, and encounters where guests can view and feed birds. During the weekend and summers, you'll find paddle boats for rent to cruise along the pond. Speaking of summer, there's splash pads for the kids for those extra hot Utah days. There's so much more to do here, but if we had to speak on just one more thing, it would have to be the Farmers Market, which runs Fridays, 4 p.m. until dusk, June through October. Last tip, every Sunday, you may even find a hippie drum circle near the duck pond, so feel free to indulge yourself if you're into that kind of stuff. The good people of Salt Lake City aren't just obsessed with the Mormon faith and Jell-O salad. There's also a love for malls here, and they have a couple of grand ones, starting with City Creek Center. This upscale open-air shopping center mixes with office and residential buildings, scenic fountains, and a simulated creek running through the middle. The restaurants and shops paired with the cool landscaping and atmosphere makes for a great day out. 3 blocks west lies the Gateway, another outdoor mall more focused on entertainment. There's Gateway Plaza in the center of the north part of the complex, which has so much going on, from restaurants and shops to outdoor activities like splash pads and lawn seating. Heading south from there lies a lot more attractions: a planetarium, a children's museum, a comedy club, a movie theater, a food hall, and a play area. So if you're traveling with the kids and you don't really want to leave the city, then these 2 spots are definitely ideal. Our last recommendation may be an obvious one. While this town can easily have a video of its own, we're going to take a minute to talk about a famous mountain village just 30 miles east of Salt Lake City by the name of Park City. This tourist hotspot is most popular for the Sundance Film Festival, the United States' largest independent film festival. The city is also full of world-famous ski resorts, including Deer Valley and Park City Mountain Resorts, who were the major locations for ski and snowboarding events at the 2002 Winter Olympics. Visiting in the summer, Park City Mountain Resort also has an alpine slide, a mountain coaster, a zip line, chairlift scenic rides, and other attractions that are sure to burn a hole through your wallet. But in all seriousness, the drive alone from Salt Lake City to Park City is more than worth the trip, so definitely consider it if you have the time. Quick suggestion, if you're a beginner and want the best bang for your buck for skiing and snowboarding, then get the hell out of Park City and go to Brighton Resort in the town of Brighton. Show up with a nice pair of socks and the clothes on your back, and the rental shop should have the rest covered. Renting has been pretty hectic because of COVID, so check out this link for further information. Link down in the description below. Before we move on, let's bring on an actual local to get some suggestions from them. Today, we have Chase from Salt Lake City Foodie on Instagram, so let's see what they have to recommend. Hey Chase, how's it going today?
Good. It's finally a little bit warmer.
Well, I'm on the tourist section of the video and we need some help. What are some good suggestions that you have for us?
You have to go to Lagoon. It's the only amusement park in Utah. Has the 7th oldest wooden roller coaster in the entire world. It's over 100 years old. So next up, Cannibal is this massive roller coaster. It has this beyond vertical drop. It's a 116-degree free fall, 208 feet drop. It's one of the coolest parks. We're pretty lucky in Utah to have Lagoon because they do have a lot of roller coasters. A lot of states don't have access to what we have access to at Lagoon. If you think that's exciting, we have this crater that's about 50 minutes from Salt Lake City. It's called the Homestead Crater. It's this natural geothermal spring. It's like 90-degree water all year. You can go diving in there or you can just go relax in there. They give you life jackets. You can hang out. It's pretty cool. It's a great Instagram spot to get those Instagram videos, but you have to check out that crater.
All right, Chase, those 2 places sound amazing. Definitely need to check those out if you're visiting Salt Lake. I think so, huh?
Yeah, definitely. You have to.
Cool, man. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to follow at SLC Foodie on Instagram to help plan your trip. Now, it's time for the nature and recreational section of the video. And boy, does Utah have plenty. 35 miles south of Salt Lake along the Wasatch Mountains lies an astounding cave system run by the National Park Service. Timpanogos Cave National Monument. There's 3 caves of the monument that are tourable: Hansen Cave, Middle Cave, and Timpanogos Cave, usually operating from May through September depending on snow conditions. The views are breathtaking and the tour guides are super knowledgeable. Just remember to bring water, snacks, and a jacket. Tours may be reserved up to 30 days in advance, and regular cave tours are limited to 14 people per tour. Just make sure to purchase tickets in advance online to avoid disappointment. If you go 26 miles east of Salt Lake in the mountains, you'll find our first hike of the video that's easy, family-friendly, and boasts an incredible, unique waterfall, Donut Falls Trailhead. This 3.3-mile out-and-back trail has just over 500 feet in elevation gain, but it's totally worth the payoff. Those who make it up the Scrabble are rewarded with this very uncommon waterfall. The name of the trail makes sense as you look upward through the donut hole, from which water is pouring out of. The water falls into a small pool in a cave before trickling down the rocks you just climbed up. The falls are truly special and something you won't soon forget. You'll park at the Donut Falls Trailhead, but during winter, or when the trailhead parking is full, you'll need to park at the Mill D Trailhead. And if that's the case, this alternate trailhead just adds about 1 mile to your round trip. This next trail is actually in the city, east on the border where the land meets the mountains. It may be shorter than Donut Falls, but it's a bit steeper and has a funny name, Living Room Trail. The hike's homey name comes from a set of rocks arranged in various seating configurations, creating a living room type arrangement. The 2.4-mile out-and-back trail covers over 900 feet of elevation gain, offering a view of the Salt Lake Valley the whole way up. So if you can't make it to the top, just turn around and see the view. It'll still be worth the trip. There's ample parking along a roadway near the Natural History Museum. Once on top, you'll have panoramic views of the whole valley. If you're visiting in the summer, there's minimal to no shade at all, so plan accordingly. Right next to the Living Room Trail lies the University of Utah's Botanical Garden, featuring natural trails, workshops, and an outdoor concert series at Red Butte Garden. The garden has welcomed guests since 1985 and consists of over 21 acres of developed gardens and 5 miles of hiking trails, winding through an extensive natural area. The garden itself, which is community funded, is renowned for its numerous plant collectives, display gardens, 524,000 springtime blooming bulbs, including a vast collection of daffodils. From rose gardens to riveting Lego statues to the annual Botanical Fall Festival held in October, the gardens are perfect for all ages year-round. Okay, we've mentioned a Salt Lake like 15 times already, and you might have some questions, like how salty is it? Or what makes it so great? Or how about, is there anything cool to do at this lake? Well, we don't have all the answers, but something cool to do there is visiting Antelope Island State Park. This island park has trails for hiking and horseback riding, plus a historic home, free roaming bison, and flies. Lots and lots of flies. This 42 square mile island / peninsula has a marina, beach, campground, and hiking trails attended by coyotes, antelope, and bison. Dooley Knob offers decent views of the Great Salt Lake in the Wasatch Front, while overlooking the plains land of Antelope Island. The 2.4-mile out-and-back trail will get you to the top with about 700 feet in elevation gain. Or stick with something easier, like the Buffalo Point Trail, just 1 mile out and back with 200 feet in elevation gain. You may also notice a raw neg odor on the island, which comes from the hydrogen sulfide gas, a byproduct of the nutrient-rich wastewater feeding algae blooms that in turn feed bacteria after they die. But you get used to it after a while. 2 hours north of Salt Lake City, along the northeast shore of the Great Salt Lake, lies an interesting earthwork sculpture made of mud, salt crystals, and basalt rocks by the name of Spiral Jetty. The sculpture was constructed in April 1970 by American sculptor Robert Smithson. The spiral's coil is 1,500 feet long and approximately 15 feet wide. The jetty disappears and reappears depending on the lake's water levels, with drought years bringing it out for all to see. But it's more than just a salty beach with a simple rock formation. In the summer through fall, the water appears pink because of the tiny microbes within, which makes for some photoshopped looking pics, but I swear it's real. If we're being honest with you, this place differs from person to person. To some, it's a boring, smelly wasteland with a bunch of dumb rocks. And to others, the combination of an abyss of emptiness, gazing into a vast sea of salt, really makes you feel like you're on another planet. Also, there's no bathrooms and you have to drive on very crappy gravel rocks for like 20 miles. But hey, just stop at the Maddox Ranch House on the way back and reward yourself for a long day's work. Alright, our last suggestion is another day trip, but it's well worth it. An hour northeast of the city, you'll find a beautiful reservoir, perfect for hiking, swimming, cliff jumping, and kayaking. Causey Reservoir. This 142-acre alpine reservoir restricts motorized boats, making it an idyllic location for kayaks, canoes, and stand-up paddleboards. Its 5,700 feet of elevation makes for some brisk swimming, but also makes it ideal for healthy populations of trout and kokanee salmon, which run up Causey's tributaries in a brilliant display of red every September. For us, we'd just buy a cheap floating tube and float around the water and participate in some adrenaline-filled cliff jumping. Now, like we said, the res is a haven for kayaking and canoeing and all those sorts, but unfortunately, they don't have vendors nearby for rentals. However, if you really want to get in on that tiny boat action, then here's what you do. On the way to the res from Salt Lake City, stop by Green Adventure Sport Rentals in West Point and rent a kayak, which should only add about 30 minutes to your trip. But trust us, the experience will totally pay off. And you know what else will totally pay off? Today's sponsor, Geology. Look, let's be honest with ourselves. None of us actually follow a healthy skincare routine. And if you say you do, I bet you tell your dentist that you floss twice a day too. Sure, keep telling yourself that. But isn't it crazy that we're surprised when a pimple shows up when we don't give our skin the daily attention it deserves? Luckily for us, Geology made it super easy with their new essential 2-step treatment. So what is it? Well, they call it the 1-2 punch of acne's treatments. It's a powerful face wash and retinol cream combo that takes 30 seconds, 2 steps, that's it. And you might ask, why is it different from all the other acne commercials I see? Well, it's actually healthy because they don't use harsh chemicals like benzoyl peroxide or tretinoin like some of the other people use. But that's none of our business. Instead, they use retinol, niacinamide, hyaluronic, and salicylic acid at the perfect ratios for your skin type, which are proven to be the healthiest long-term treatment for your skin. To put it simply, stop burning your skin and causing premature wrinkles. Look, Geology's mission is a lifelong skin regimen that is healthy, you could stick with, and that works. No short-term harsh chemicals that do more damage than good. Geology is giving our watchers 50% off, so visit the link in our bio and actually start treating your skin right. And go buy some floss. Just kidding. You don't have to floss, but you do have to take care of your skin. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. Might as well keep it pimple-free. Let's start our restaurant section of the video with a history lesson. Greece. What does Greece have to do with Salt Lake City? Nearly every well-known independent burger restaurant in Utah is owned and operated by Greeks. The year was 1978. 2 Greek immigrants opened a 70-seat restaurant in a long, skinny building and served burgers. Not just any burgers, but patties charbroiled over an open flame and topped with a mound of red pastrami, thicker than the burger itself. Today, 8 Crown Burgers restaurants can be found scattered across Salt Lake City, along with fellow Greek-owned contemporaries Apollo Burger, Astro Burgers, Atlantis Burgers, and Olympus Burger, to name a few. So why do Greeks have a monopoly on burger shops in a quaint mountain town in America? And more importantly, why are they so obsessed with pastrami? And even more importantly, what the hell are we talking about? Isn't this a video about things to do in Salt Lake City? You're just sitting here watching me waste your time? Shame on you. Look, the short answer is nepotism. From brothers to nephews and even in-laws, this patty-flipping family from Crete has continued to rule the Utah burger game till this day. As for the popularity of the pastrami burger, that story remains cloaked in some mystery. While still on the topic of burger joints, there's another burger arguably as famous as the pastrami burger, and you'll find it at Cotton Bottom Inn. Unsurprisingly owned by Greeks, this snug tavern is home to the garlic burger, served on a third of a toasted French bread loaf, baked daily. The garlic flavor itself is subtle, and the homemade patty comes off like layers of meatloaf. The vibe is low-key and intimate, with a pool table as well as additional seating outside for pleasant warm days. I know we've been talking about burgers for like 5 minutes now, but there's just one more spot we have to talk about. Now, no hate towards our aforementioned fast food and sit-down burger restaurants, but our personal favorite place in Salt Lake City to get a burger is at Lucky 13. While bigger in size, this joint is just as casual as the rest. There's a full bar, appetizers, salads, sandwiches, wraps, and even brunch on Sundays. But we're here for them Lucky 13 burgers. There's the Nut Butter Burger with house smoked bacon, peanut butter, and cheddar cheese, or the Ring of Fire with bacon, grilled onions, cheddar cheese, roasted jalapenos, and habaneros, just to name a few. There's also two $27 burgers, the Big Benny and the Bear Burger. And if those don't put you into cardiac arrest, then the Lucky 13 Challenge will. For only $200, you can attempt to finish the Big Benny and the Lucky 13 burger by yourself in 1 hour. If you're victorious, they'll comp it and give you a cash prize. But for you regular viewers, just get a normal sized burger and substitute for their famous rosemary garlic fries and dip it in their renowned fry sauce. Okay, we thought we'd be done with the burger serving rustic style watering holes at this point, but we have one more. We'll just leave out the burgers for this one. North of the city, you'll find this auto repair shop transformed into a laid down wooden shanty with live music and a garden patio at Garden on Beck. Besides the crappy parking, there's a lot to love about this restaurant, whether night or day. The menu is comforting, with dishes like wings, chicken and waffles, mama's pot pie, and Chipotle mac and cheese. How about a classic Mormon staple? Fried Mormon funeral potatoes, Idaho potatoes, cheddar cheese, jalapeno, bacon, and scallions, with a cornflake crust, baptized in hot oil, served with Utah ranch. Available regular, fiery, and vegetarian. And just like Lucky 13, Garden on Beck serves a bomb Sunday brunch. Next up, we have what's probably the most famous restaurant in Salt Lake City, if not all of Utah, a cozy Mexican restaurant by the name of Red Iguana. From tacos to burritos, this place has the whole enchilada, literally. A standout for us is the puntas de filete a la norteña, top sirloin tips sauteed with bacon, jalapeno, onions, and tomatoes, served atop their almond mole, with a side of refried beans and their homemade tortillas. Speaking of mole, what is it? It's a traditional Mexican sauce made of dried and fresh chilies, nuts, spices, herbs, fruits, and vegetables. Red Iguana's menu offers a variety of different mole mixed with things like chicken, turkey, and carnitas. Pro tip, the best way to experience the mole is to ask for a sampler plate when you're first seated and try them out before ordering. If you're ready for some life-changing Mexican cuisine and have the patience to hang out on their waiting list for a few hours, then definitely try this place out. Downtown, you'll find Salt Lake City's most award-winning restaurant and bakery. Whether you want breakfast, lunch, dinner, or pastries, you'll have to stop by Gourmandise. According to Webster's dictionary, gourmandise is the appreciation of or interest in good food and drink. And man, does this spot have them. You can have something familiar like a salad or sandwich, and you'll immediately notice just how much care is put into every plate. However, the real breadwinner here is the bakery. Be prepared to spend some time pursuing the dessert case, cause it will be almost impossible just to pick one treat here. Next up, this local pizza chain is home to some of the best pizza in the capital city, serving everything Italian from calzones to pasta. The Pie Pizzeria. With 6 restaurants around town, we prefer the underground location by campus, which has a cool and hip vibe. You can stick with your go-to classics when it comes to the pies, or if you're feeling adventurous, try something like the bacon berry pie, which comes with sweet strawberry balsamic sauce, feta, cilantro, and fresh strawberries, or try the Thai pie, a perfect blend of spicy Thai peanut sauce, chicken, carrots, red onions, pineapple, fresh basil, and cilantro topped with mozzarella and toasted sesame seeds. There's also pasta, salad, and zappies, which is the pie's version of a calzone. There's also beer on tap for pints to pitchers. So it makes for a great night out too. Alright, we covered 15 cities on this channel, and I don't remember the last time that we recommended an Indian place. Luckily, Salt Lake City has an exceptional one, Bombay House. For almost 30 years, this Salt Lake City staple has been blowing locals and visitors' palates away with their authentic Indian cuisine. Every major region of India brings its own unique dishes, as well as its own subtle variations to popular dishes, and you'll find them all here. Start with appetizers like the chicken pakora, combined with soups like saag shorba to get things rolling. Chicken tikka masala is always an easy option for newcomers to Indian food, or get adventurous with any of their lamb specialties. So, if you love great Indian food, then you'll love Bombay House. 20 miles south of Salt Lake City, in the city of Draper, you'll find a hidden gem of southern hospitality and delicious comfort food at Sauce Boss Southern Kitchen. Owner Chef Julius first found success with their food truck in 2016, and 3 years later, they promoted themselves to a full-out brick and mortar. And their success is no surprise, because till this day, you'll find the best southern food in Utah here at Sauce Boss. Is there fried food? You bet. Chicken, catfish, pork chops, shrimp, you name it. All served with 2 sides and cornbread. There's classic sides like collard greens, candied yams, and our favorite, spiced corn with blackened butter. If you're looking for grub for your stomach and soul, then Sauce Boss has you covered. As always, for coffee, we go far and beyond to find the vibiest, plant-hanging shop in town. And today, we have Sugar House Coffee. This cozy cafe specializes in an array of specialty coffee drinks made with local roastery Rimini coffee. Try the Shangri-La Latte. It's a stupid name, but it tastes good, with amaretto, white chocolate, and chai. Or wake yourself up with a Cuban Revolver with vanilla, brown chocolate, and 6 shots of espresso. Sugar House Coffee offers local live music several nights a week, with Jazz Jam being a Thursday tradition for years. And we can't forget the kitchen, which serves delicious grub like their bagels and sandwiches. If you're trying to avoid Starbucks and want to vibe in a more inclusive and inviting environment, then Sugar House is perfect. For dessert, how about some cookies? But not just any cookies. We're talking gourmet, top-of-the-food chain creations. We're talking RubySnap fresh cookies. Founder Tammy Stagel prides her shop in using fresh ingredients to design innovative flavor combinations, thoughtfully using pure chocolates, clean nut butters, local seasoned produce, and rich dairy creams to create quality cookies. The menu is full of creative and tasty treats, all named after powerful, influential women. Into lemon cookies? They have plenty, like Lola, made with panela curd and topped with fresh squeezed lemon glaze and glacéed lemons. Or try Amy for you chocolate lovers out there, with chocolate buttercream and caramelized cocoa nibs. So definitely stop by RubySnap to support a local women's business and have hands down the best damn cookies of your life. Real quick, let's bring back Chase from @SLCFoodie on Instagram to get some of his suggestions. Hey Chase, just had to have you back one more time. You are a foodie and we need some good food suggestions. So what do you got for us today?
I have you covered on the food. Utah and Salt Lake especially have some amazing food. Let's start with ROCTACO. ROCTACO, they have all of these unique tacos. It isn't just your standard street taco spot. They have tikka masala tacos. They have K-pop tacos with Korean short ribs. You get the sauce, the fried egg on top of it. You're looking for something that's a little bit more traditional. They got a chimichurri, carne asada taco, but it still has a spin. It has a chimichurri sauce. The owners are actually from Kansas City, so they obviously have a Kansas City barbecue taco that you gotta check out. It's called the Royal. It's barbecue chicken. You get the creamy slaw, the crispy onions. Absolutely amazing. So next up, of course, we got to eat breakfast, right? So Penny Ann's Cafe, this is a staple in Utah. They just celebrated 10 years here, and if you made it 10 years in Utah, you are amazing. So they have breakfast and lunch. They're known for their heavenly hotcakes. So these are pancakes that are made with sour cream and their special mixture of ingredients. You got to check those out when you go there. They actually have great chili verde, which is kind of unique for a diner, if you will. They have a chili verde burrito that you could check out, like a chili verde omelet. That's amazing. Personally, I think their French toast is out of this world. They have these stuffed French toasts that has banana, Nutella inside of it. You can get a strawberry Nutella, caramel pecan. I mean, you name it. So going to dessert, because we're already talking about breakfast for dessert, right? So Louks Greek Baby Donuts. It's brand new actually here, and they've just went off with a bang. They're actually from LA. This is their second store, and what they sell is Gourmandise, which is a Greek baby donut, right? It's a little ball, it's yeast. They make them fresh on site every 20 minutes, so you're never getting a stale donut. The churro doodle, I don't know if you love churros like I do. I'm a big Disney fan, so I'm a big churro fan. It's white chocolate, cookie crumble, and then the cinnamon sugar over it. But they have a little bit of everything. And of course, if you're looking for the classic, like they did back, like these date back all the way to 776 BC, the first Olympics. They have the classic, which is the honey, cinnamon, and toasted walnuts. So you can go way back in time and, you know, feel what they were eating back at the Olympics.
Well, Chase, I think I'm gonna go look up for some Greek donuts here in Austin, see if we got the same thing here, because now I really want some. So
definitely.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll talk to you later, man.
All right, take care. See you soon.
Once again, don't forget to follow Chase @SLCFoodie on Instagram. All right, it's time for the nightlife and bar scenes portion of the video. Utah has a unique alcohol law. To outsiders, they may seem a little archaic, and that's despite a recent amendment that allowed beer of up to 5% alcohol by volume to be sold in grocery stores and poured on draft, up from its previous limit of 4%. So let's just say that there hasn't been a better time than now to stop by Beerhive Pub. Downtown off Main Street, you'll find this friendly beer-loving bar serving over 200 delicious beers from around the world. Beerhive's signature frosted rail on the bar keeps your brew nice and frothy from the first sip to the last. There's a long bar top that seats about 20 people, as well as booths and tables, and head downstairs for additional seating and play some pool or foosball. Now, if you want to get into some more local craft beer, then let's take a look at our favorite Salt Lake City brewery. Just a mile south, you'll find a quaint brewery that just about checks all of our boxes. Craft beer, TVs, bar games, and the classic window behind the bar giving a peek of the brewing vessel's vibe. All this at Proper Brewing Company. You know, most breweries like this seem a bit cookie cutter these days, and that's okay. But a real stereotype for these kinds of spots are food trucks. Proper Brewing doesn't have one though. Instead, they have a whole damn burger restaurant next door. Just head on over if you get hungry, and they should bring it to you at the bar when it's ready. This place is perfect for any time of the day, whether you want to watch games or play games, such as arcade games, pool, shuffleboard, foosball, skee ball, pinball, and board games. As for the brews themselves, their most popular are the Lake Effect Ghosts and the Yacht Rock Juice Box Pale Ale. Looking for something more upbeat? You'll love this next place. Next, we have Salt Lake's premier dueling piano club, featuring an entertaining, surprisingly funny, all-request dueling piano show at Tavernacle Social Club. If you've never felt the infectious energy of a dueling piano bar before, it's a must-see. With hit after hit, no part of your ear will be neglected and you won't be able to keep your feet still. A dueling piano show is a lot like a big sing-along. Two piano players sit facing each other at baby grand pianos. The dueling part of a dueling piano show comes from you, the audience. You determine what you want to hear by filling out request slips provided at each table. Bring your request slip up to either pianist accompanied by a tip. The size of the tip determines how badly you want to hear the song. With the popularity of the dueling piano show, we suggest making a reservation which gets you a seat, but you can always walk in and just stand. There's also open mics, karaoke, and comedy nights. Just check out their calendar on their website to get more information. Staying downtown, we have a space that offers dozens of wine selections available by the glass, as well as traditional cocktails, craft cocktails, and beer selections. BTG Wine Bar. BTG stands for by the glass. Here, you'll find an upscale ambience where you can people watch or simply belly up to the bar. It's also the perfect place to host a party or special event. There's a food menu full of small bites, salads, full entrees, and desserts. We'd recommend wine flights, which all come with 3 different 2-ounce glasses of wine, which ranges from reds, whites, and a combination of both. This place isn't cheap, but it's worth every penny based on the quality of their product and level of service provided. For the last suggestion of our video, we have a speakeasy influenced bar offering elevated small bites, craft cocktails, and live entertainment. Prohibition. This 1920s themed bar in the heart of Salt Lake Valley is so authentic that when you walk in the building, you'll see an old antique shop only to be led to a hidden door in the bookshelves to get into the main room. They offer an incredible and eclectic menu that includes a selection of traditional and unique dishes. The vast list of signature libations are potent and will get the job done, like their Absinthe Mind, or get crazy with a coffee/tequila concoction by the name of Never Killed Nobody. There's top-notch entertainment almost every night of the week, like live jazz and blues performances, to burlesque to drag shows. Just check out their event calendar on the website. So there you have it. Starting with sin-repenting Mormons at the church to hedonistic wrongdoers tying one off at the pub, Salt Lake City has a door open for just about anyone. We've begun to make surveys here on YouTube to let you, the people, pick out our next city. So subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below which city we should do next.